Yo Rana, and welcome to FM20. I hope you're all doing well. In this episode, we've got a fairly important clash. But I'll take you through what we've been doing in the meantime before the clash and for the match itself. So, we've got a B for manager performance, which means we're doing pretty well, I think. And as you can see in the table here, we're top of the table. So let's go to the full proper one here. It's not even the full proper one, is it? It's still the summary one, but we've got 23 points after 9 games, and we are unbeaten. Just like Bora behind us, who are also unbeaten, but they're just on 21 because they've drawn an extra game in comparison. And we are the only 2 unbeaten teams in the league, which is why this next match, which is against Bora, was one I wanted to come back for, because it's a pretty important clash. We don't know whether this will be important at the end of the season or not, but I imagine from our start that it's kind of between us currently, is that we're the front runners, the favourites. I think Bora were the favourites at the start of the season to actually win the title, and we were expected to be second in comparison when we were doing the kind of preview at the table. In fact, can we still see the preview? Yeah, so there we are, 6-4 odds. We're 5-2 to follow up, and then Pepite and Meow and so on. So it's going to be pretty important. It could set the tone for a lot of the rest of the season. We've been doing pretty well. So obviously we played this one on camera, the 3-0 win against Pepite in the quarterfinal of the Windward Isle. Then we played on camera in the next episode the match against Puka Puka Typhoons, who are currently in 3rd place, which we won 2-1. And then we've been unbeaten since. We beat Tupai 2-1 with Bossinot, the kind of youth player, and Carton scoring a goal. They managed to peg one back right at the end, but they were never in it. Oaxaca Chevres, we went down initially, got back into it. We were dominant again. 1-1 is probably a little unfair to us in the end. We beat Tuamotun 2-1. There's an own goal that helped us in that one, but a win is a win. Drew against Fatahuku, Corollas 0-0. It was a bit of a bore draw, that one. But then we smashed Rimatara 2-0. They were never in that game, never came close. Likewise against the Nukahiva Spearheads, they've got Renault and Kamara scoring. So Kamara scored in the last match as well from that attacking midfielder position. And then we beat Papite 2-1. We thought they might be a good sort of gauge of where we are in terms of, we beat them in the cup, but will we beat them again for this one? We beat them 2-1. So Justin Vincent and Nino Benoit, the 15-year-old striker, scored that one, and then we beat Tuamotun 5-1. So Carton, Thomas Bonin, and then Tony Bonin getting a brace apiece, and they managed to get one back on the 90th minute, but again, that's just because we switched off, because we destroyed them by this point. So it's going pretty well. It doesn't mean we've been kind of, I was going to say unmolested then, but yeah, unmolested. So we had a kind of casualty in the transfer window. I don't know if I mentioned this in the previous one. I think it might have happened after. So Christian Tepau, who was a defender right, his race is 86 currently when we look at him. He was, when we had on the star system, he was like 4 stars currently, 5-star potential for Tahiti. Bear that in mind. But they kept Mangareva Shellfish, who are the ones who've had like a billionaire takeover or a tycoon takeover, kept coming in with increasingly big offers for him. So they started off with like nothing, then 11, then 20, and then when they started offering about 40 with all the kind of bits and pieces, all the kind of extras, I just said 150, and then they came back at slightly higher and said 150 again, and I just kept doing that until I got them to around 110 with a few add-ons over time. Clauses. Here we are. So we'll get another 10k after 45 league appearances. We'll get 20% of the profits. I couldn't get 20% of whatever is sold on for. To be honest, I don't think this will ever happen, this sell-on clause. I don't think anyone's going to come in and pay more than 110 grand for him, because the richest team is the team he's already at, and he's not good enough And by the time other teams get rich enough, he won't be worth any money. It'll take that long. But I don't know if you know this, but with some of these sell-on clauses, you can sell your sell-on clause. So after a certain amount of time, rather than leaving the clause in, you can ask for compensation for it instead. So it depends on how much the player's worth. With them being worth only 58k at the moment, it might be 10k or something like that. At some point, we might be able to sell the clause for to make a little bit of extra money. It's not guaranteed though, but when you come back and look at your clauses, you might see some that have got like the pound sign or a currency sign, depending on where you're playing, next to them. And when they've got that, that means you've got a clause you can sell off. So we'll keep an eye on that. If we win the Inter-Island Cup, we'll get 4.8k. And we've got three more installments of 2.5k every year. So 2023, 2024, 2025, we'll get another 2.5k. It's not big money, but it's more than we would have got for just keeping hold of him. He was getting unhappy. He's not worth 110k, so getting that was good. Finance-wise, at the time when we sold him here, it put us back in the black. We've gone back down below, back into debt, but it's kept us going, essentially, selling him. I mean, we'll still be in the red by the end of the season, but 100k better off because of that. And we had players who could step in for him. So Parmentier has been playing fine in his position. I think Sabatier could come in and do a job and be better in the long run as well. So I'm not too worried. In terms of how the players are doing generally, Theo Vidal has been amazing with his long throws. His long throw is 5, and he's only 5'3", so the fact he can do that's insane, but he's been playing really well. Vincent's been good, with a good start. Bossanot's scored a goal coming off. He's only been coming off on the bench, but he's been good cover. Moulin's unhappy with me because I didn't get enough strength up front, so I didn't buy any more strikers. But I don't really need them, because if you look down at strikers, Thomas Bonin's got 6 goals, Tony Bonin has got 4 goals, and Benoit's got 1. Nicolas Boutin's not had much of an opportunity to make kind of impact. Rafael Kamara's been playing well, Carton's been playing well, Martins has been okay, and Noah Renault has been playing pretty well as well. So it's good squad, and there's a few players I wanted. So Mangareva wants Boutin, who's 15. Again, if they come in with a big enough bid, I'd be tempted to, because he's rated as being good potential, but I don't think he'll necessarily reach his potential with me. Laporte Frey is wanted by the Humpbacks. We might let him go because we're not playing with wingers currently. Someone else is wanted. Hugo Roux is wanted by Taha and Maupear in the Premiership. Justin Vincent's wanted by Maupear, and Rapp is wanted by Taha. And also Mangareva put in a bid for him, but it was for nothing, so I ignored that one. So yeah, there we go. Doing well. Financially had a little bit of success there. I think we should be okay for the end of the season if we keep this up. But let's see how we do against Bora Bora. So they're quite a strong side. Let's just have a look at some of their key player is Dominic Bertin, a winger. Looks okay. 8 assists this season so far. We've got Jean-Luc Brunet. He looks like he could be alright, but don't know too much about him. Yeah, let's see how we do. We've got a few changes we need to make here. So, Camera we're going to bring back on for Martins. Martins we're going to put on the bench. We'll replace Boutin there. And I might bring off Perrier for Sabatier. But otherwise, we're going to go with that. Roux, Vincent, Parmentier and Vidal. Renault, Moulin, Carton, Camera, Bonin and Bonin. Turney and Tom. Bonin and Bonin. See how we do. Just be this one match. This one because it's a clash. And again, I'm trying to get through the season not quickly because I'm enjoying it in that sense, but I want to see if we can get back to the Premiership so we can kick on with the journey, really. They're playing 3 up front. I wrote an article for Dictate the Game recently about using 3 strikers. I was talking about my Belfast battering ram from my other save. 3 strikers up front is difficult to deal with. This is where having a defensive midfielder would be good. Someone here. Maybe Moulin's going to cover and help with this, but we could leak a few goals because of this. But I want them to react to us rather than the other way around. And if my voice is a bit rough, I've just been talking for an hour on the Dictate the Game podcast as well, which you can listen to on Anchor. There's Vidal. To Moulin. Vidal again. Oh, it didn't really go anywhere. It's their counter now. Before this counter, I was going to say our play with this tactic is a little bit more refined. Oh, penalty. Moreno kind of just cutting across him there. Not the start we wanted. Come on, Marshall. Almost saved it. Mathis Laurent scored that one. I won't necessarily show you the replay of that penalty. See how we come back from this. Badly. Jean-Luc Brunet, the kind of prospect we looked at beforehand. Marshall will be very sad to have been beaten there. That's a defensive issue more than just a goalkeeping issue there. Okay, 2 goals down. Less than 15 minutes played at the time. Not really getting into it, are we? Come on, Parmentier. Kanaki, back to Lambert. Serraro, get it out. Oh, Nolan Dubois. They're just lining up to score on us at the moment. Problem with Vidal is he is very short. Look at that mismatch there. But he is good at attacking. You wouldn't tell, well, you wouldn't be able to tell from this match that he's any good at attacking. You're not seeing him do anything, but... Oh, come on, he gave away the penalty, now he's been sent off. Yeah. I mean, there's no point trying to defend our way anymore, so might as well have both of them on there. Right, let's put them both on attack. Anyone else we can... We'll leave that for the moment. Let's go to the dressing room. Show me something else. Get motivated. I doubt we're going to come back from 3 goals and being a player down. It doesn't really show the tactic off in all its glory. We have been playing really well with this. Oh, there we go. Tony Bonin gets the goal back. Maybe it's on. Maybe it's on. But this tactic had been working quite nicely, as you can see from the schedule beforehand when I showed you that earlier on. I think one of the ways it's been working is that front 3, the advanced playmaker, had resulted in a lot of through balls being played from in that kind of pocket just outside the kind of area. Come on, chase him down. Oh, that's a terribly timed tackle. Dubois, Keck. Rue steps across him. Mathis Laurent gets another 4-1. Well, it doesn't look like we're going to be keeping our unbeaten record. It looks like we're going to be ceding the kind of momentum, the early momentum of the Bora. They're only going to be above us by a point at this stage, but they've got the result against us. See if we can get anything back. Oh, good ball through. Go on, Bonin. The angle was just a little bit wrong, and because it was the Tarky man who'd put him through, didn't have any options there. Camera. Bonin. No. Right, let's make some changes. Freshen a few things up. So Thomas Bonin, let's bring on Nina Benoit. That's the wrong one. There we go. It's the wrong one. I'm not very good at this, am I? Bring him on there. That's that one. Let's bring on Boissinot for Carton. I guess Martins for Camera. So freshening up from the midfield through. Ooh, that looked like that was going to be a nice little own goal, maybe. Vidal trying to make up for his mistake there, but nothing coming of it. I think they're trying too much. 4-1 up with a player advantage means they don't really need to. Oh, that was a good finish. Dubois again. We might just have to accept that they are much, much better than us. Let's see this again. Got plenty of space. In it goes. Now I did say because they've got 3 up front, we might suffer, but I don't think we've suffered because of 3 up front. I don't think they've been getting the space that you'd normally get because of it. I think their shots from just sort of on the edge of the area and just outside of, I don't know, partly being because they're better than us, partly a little bit fortunate with some of them. Some good finishing. Vidal. Ooh, almost. Oh, Martin's almost as well. But we're matching them in terms of, 20 shots to their 19, just not many on target. They've had a better quality of chance in the end. Kind of evidenced by hardly any highlights for us in that very first half. Okay, 5-1 is kind of shameful. They're only a point ahead of us, and we've still got a game in hand on Puka Puka. Let's have a look at them. Far from pleased. Let's have a look at the table here. So, yep, their goal difference is amazing in comparison. But they're only a point ahead. We've got a game in hand up at Puka Puka. Madrid de Dios is on 10 like us, but basically we've got a little bit of a gap still. You could go to 6 points ahead of third, which could be nice. We're already 5 points ahead of fourth. We definitely want to seal up second place if we can. Bora haven't really dropped many points. They've dropped more than us up until this match. So, maybe over the course of the rest of the season we'll claw that back and they'll drop enough points that we can overtake them regardless of the results between us. But we have kind of let it swing their way now. Yeah. Penalty, red card. You all went a little bit wrong, didn't it? Yeah. Thanks very much for watching. We'll come back in a little bit of time for... Actually, might come back for the semi-final. Here for the Windward Isle against the Rangiroa Sharks. Maybe we'll do that one. Actually, no, we won't. Tell you what we'll do. We'll come back if we get to the final. We might come back around for the Puka Puka match in December or something like that. I think I've got the Rangiroa in the Inter-Island Cup as well. Might come around for something like that one, and then back for the Bora match or the Papite match. Should give us a stretch, a few more episodes to take us through this. Yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you for the next episode.